everyone. Welcome. It's Bonnie with Curly Girl Crafter here in Colorado. This is Flosstube number 18. It's Saturday, February 19th, 2022. It's been 3 weeks since my last video. I'm sorry it's been 3 weeks. I tried to do it a week ago and it just wasn't happening. I've been traveling a lot with work. I was in Nebraska in the Panhandle. I was in northern Kansas and I had some other personal stuff going on, trying to get that under control. So I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm back and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to come back, but I have a lot of stuff to share. I have some fully finishes. I have some finishes. I have all the things. So let's just start, shall we? The first thing I want to talk about is, let me find my notes here. I had a viewer that asked about the quilt that I had on the back of my chair in my other craft room. And I'm sorry I neglected to show this last time. I don't know if I've shown this before. I don't know. It's just a little tiny quilt that I've done. It was from Temecula Quilt Company and they're online and it was a free pattern. She had all of these free blocks for their, it was called Temecula Quilt Company Anniversary Quilt. And if you go to their blog on the side, they have a bunch of free patterns, quilt patterns that you can do. And so I just did not want to forget to do this. It was super fun to make. I love it. It's not like a big quilt. It's just very little. So here it is. And I absolutely love it. I love Civil War fabrics. So I did not want to forget to share that because I forgot to mention that before. And this is what's on the back. It's a pretty pink. Okay. So I just didn't want to forget that. Let's see. Next thing I want to talk about is Madison, my daughter. She has some new stickers coming out and I'm going to put a photo here. She has an Etsy shop and she also has a YouTube channel. She does bullet journaling and she has stickers to go with her bullet journaling. And this month she happens to have stitchy, crafty type stickers. And you'll see them here in the picture. They're super cute. There's like an embroidery hoop, some floss. So if you're interested in stickers for your book of days, please go visit her Etsy shop. And I will put the link below and put a picture in here of the stickers. Super cute stickers. And then let's see, what else do I have to talk about? All right, we'll just get on with some stitching stuff. Okay, so I had 2 fully finishes. I've been working on love notes from Brenda Gervais. Some of these, let me take it out here. Little pin keeps. I think Valentine's Day stuff is like always in season. So anyway, so this is the pattern. And I worked this little pillow here and this little pillow here on a pink Aida. And I still want to do the other 3, but for right now, I'm going to just stop with the 2 that I have done. And here is the first one. Isn't it cute? I finish it like this. There's some crushed walnut shells in the bottom and then stuffing up at the top. And I like the slit method and then just whip stitching this closed because it just really finishes nice on all sides. And I kept thinking I was going to put a heart of a piece of wool on the back and I just haven't done it. I still might do that. And the other pillow, same backing as this one. I have to get this the right way because before I kept showing it upside down. And here's the other one. And I put some little pom-pom trim on here. That was super easy to do. I like doing that, adding that. This pom-pom trim is kind of funny. It's really flat. I don't know, I thought that was odd. But that's okay. I ordered some basic colors. I have white, black, and a neutral. And they all came really flat like that. But that's okay. It doesn't matter to me. I kind of thought, too, this is made out of cotton, that I might try to dye some of this for a finish that I have of a St. Patrick's Day project from the French giraffe that I'll show you here in a little bit. But I kind of thought I might take some of this and dye it with a little bit of green. I think it would take the dye very well, the Rit dye. So I don't know, I might try that and we'll see. So I'm super excited that I have 2. These are so cute. Okay, so I'm very proud of those. So those are from Brenda Gervais. That's her pattern. Okay, the first thing, I'm just going to go ahead and show you my thread a day, which is I stitch 1 thread a day that's about 18 inches long, no more, no less. Sometimes I have to do 2 a day to catch up. I am doing Mary 395 from 1869. I'm in my sewing room tonight. It's super dark. I just can't seem to get myself to film during the day. So I thought I'm just going to go for it. Anyway, so I've started working on these alphabets up at the top, and I am doing across 2 pages at a time. I don't know if I'll continue that way or if I'm going to just do 1 page at a time. But anyway, for right now, I'm going across 2 pages. So this is across 2 pages. And I had the hardest time with this alphabet right here. This gothic looking alphabet. I just don't know why. But the counting was hard. I got off. I corrected it along the row. It doesn't. Right here, this R. I had stopped and I didn't finish the R and it kind of loops up. I don't know if you can see it on this pattern or not. It loops up more than what you can see. And so I did not space far enough. So I just corrected it as I went. And so I just can't count off this row. Anyway, so Mary, her orphan bed number was 395. That's why the number is on here. And if you look close in the chart, down here it says Mary 395, and that was her bed number. Well, I just stitched the number 386. So I'm going to guess that that is probably a bed number. Either she had another bed number, or maybe that was a friend's bed number, like her best friend, and she stitched it into her sampler. I'm not sure. It doesn't really say in the research that was done. They didn't, you know, I mean, they don't know what her thoughts were, but I don't know that. Those are my thoughts, is that either she changed bed numbers or she had her best friend was in bed 386. Anyway, so I'm super enjoying this. I'm just going to keep trucking along my 1 thread a day, see how far I get. But I'll tell you what, this piece of fabric is huge. It's like a blanket. Like, oh my gosh. So at any rate, it's stitching up very nicely. And this is stitched on, oh, do I know? Well, at some point I knew. Oh, and here's my chart that I'm keeping track of. If you want to download the chart, I'll link it below. Madison made it up for us for the 1 thread a day so we can mark off as we go. Or you can use it for all kinds of different things. Whatever works for you. But it's a super fun chart. My fun red scissors, of course. I still have these in my Etsy shop. And the thread, or the fabric I'm using, is Picture This Plus Rin 16 count. Okay. Oh, that's not it. That's the other one. Here it is, Rin. And then I'm using Sulky 12 weight. The color is 1169, and I'm using 1 thread. And you know what? I just want to show you really quick on Sulky spools. The top pops up, the bottom does as well. And you can tuck your thread in there to keep the thread end from unraveling, which is super handy. For the longest time, I embroidered with Sulky thread for a long time, and I didn't know it did that. So I'm telling you guys, just I'm sure you're smarter than I am, but I didn't know that for the longest time. Madison pre-cut us some threads so that we know what size. They're all consistent. Full disclosure, some days I stitch 2 threads because I don't get to it one day. I've even done 3, so, but it's in my gingham, my pink gingham bag from Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, then on next project bag, remember the Viewmasters. This was my July 4th stitch. So on the 4th of the month, I try to pick out a patriotic something to work on. Yeah, I didn't have very much time to work on this, but I pulled this out, Suffrage Act Proclaimed. And this was, I think this was a 12 by 12 start. It was. And here's my progress. All I got to add was this word act, but that's okay. I'm happy that I can add something to it. I think that's great. I'm usually a seasonal quilter, stitcher, what have you, but crafter. But it's kind of fun to pull out of season stuff to work on. So there's some of the thread colors. They're DMC. And this is 16 count amber that I'm working this on. So, oops, I guess I could turn it around so you can see the work. Those letters are actually, they were quite a bit to stitch, but it's okay. You know, if every month I work a little bit on it, that's awesome, I think. Okay, and then I have a new start. Project bag. I did not make this project bag. It's made from Lake Wind Studio. Isn't it pretty? Okay, this is Entwined Hearts, and I just think this one is so beautiful. I kept waiting for the right fabric to stitch this on, and I never got the exact one I wanted because I couldn't find Aztec Red, which is what it calls for, in an Ada, and I'm an only Ada stitcher. But here's the chart. It's from the Scarlet House, and I love it. I love the crows at the bottom and the alphabets and the entwined hearts with the little strawberries. I'm going to somehow do my husband and I's, I'm probably going to do our initials in a different color in this alphabet, and then put the date, our date, in a different color of our anniversary, which is 9/11, unfortunately. But we were married 9/11, 1993. I have to really think about that. Okay, so I just got a small start on it. I'm using the called for colors, which are some Weeks Dye Works and some DMC. And I just have, I think I only put one thread in this, but that's okay. And I'm using, I'm going to have to see what fabric I'm using. So I've started up in the, I started in the middle of the row because I wasn't sure. I was in a hotel room when I started this, and I knew I had enough fabric, but I couldn't remember if I had a 3-inch border or a 2-inch border across. I know I had plenty of length. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to start in the middle of the top row. So that's what I did. And this is, it's a 14 count. I do know that. Gosh, I know the color, but it's not on here. Oh, I'm gonna have to find out. I don't remember. But it's not Aztec Red, but it's more of a pinky color, which is fine. I mean, I love pink, but I just really liked the deep red color. But I couldn't find an Ada. So there you have it. So I didn't make much of a progress, but I got a little bit of a start. And I like having a little start. Okay, this is a finish. Another project bag with roller skates with rainbows and stars. How much fun is that? Total childhood flashbacks, right? Okay, so I have a finish. And where's my board? Here it is. This is called, it's called Born Lucky. I think that's the name of this. Yeah, Born Lucky. And it's from the French Giraffe on Etsy. Look how fun that is. I used a Sulky 12 weight variegated. Color number 4019. It was super fun to stitch with. Love the colors. How that came out. I encourage you to visit the French Giraffe on Etsy. Also, if you go to her Instagram account and you subscribe to her Instagram account, she has a free chart for February. I got one last month for January for being subscribed to her Instagram account. So go subscribe and get some cute free charts. Her charts are so easy to read. Very lovely. I'm excited to make this into a little pin pillow. So after I finished this, I thought, oh, well, I'd like to have a few more, you know, I'm part Irish, part Scottish. I don't know what Apollo's doing. I don't know if I can get him on camera in here. I'll have to see. Anyway, so what I decided to do was I have this pattern from Luminous Fiber Arts from Misty Purcell, Gathering Clover. And I've always loved it and thought it was so cute. And so I'm going to use the same fabric, which is has a light green tint to it. I'm sure you guys can see that on the camera. It looks like it's showing up. And I'm going to use the same threads. Well, I've already started it. I haven't gotten that far, but my needle is still in here. So I've got a leaf of one of the 4-leaf clovers. Hey, Apollo. And then the top of the watering can started. So I'm going to work on that for the month of March to have that done using the same items. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Okay, so one of Apollo's, you can see the tips of his ears. Come here, Apollo. One of his favorite snacks at night is a carrot. He gets a carrot almost every night if we have them. And he knows what the word carrot is. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh, I know. I'm really putting it out of reach. Okay, wait, can I have a kiss? Okay, so anyway, there's a little peek of Apollo with his carrot. Okay, let's see. So that's our Born Lucky. All right, the next whip I have is Winter Fox. This one is so cute. I have not loved reading this chart. It's just not been my favorite. But the picture does not do it justice. It's from Not Forgotten Farm, Winter Fox. It's turned out so cute. I really want to get this finished. So I'm going to make a goal at the end of, by the end of March, because I'm really busy. Here's my project bag, the vintage clocks, and polka dots on the inside. Oh, my scissors. These are a pair of my favorites. I love these. These are like so nice. I love these. I put these in my advent calendars that I did this year. Called for colors, or the DMC conversion. And where's the chart? Here it is. I'm like, where's my project? Paulo got me all discombobulated here, which is easily done. Just looking for my board. Okay, so here's my progress. Love it. I've made a little bit of progress on it. In a minute, you'll see where I spent most of my time the last couple weeks. But I've outlined the fox and put in this vine. I love this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm probably gonna make it a pillow. I just can see myself putting pillows in a basket more so than hanging a bunch of smaller things on the wall. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Those are my threads for that. Okay. Huh. Those must have fallen out. I'm going to talk really quickly before I show you the rest of my whips. My sister gave me this little tin. It's not very big. It's just a little tin. It's from Ruby Star Society. And she sent it in a box of goodies that she sent. And in it, I have put a magnetic needle minder. It's a huge one. It's a Lori Holt one. You could put a smaller one. But I have some needles. I keep a small little pair of scissors, I usually have a couple clips in here because that's what I use to hold back my fabric. And then I usually have one of my little hand poured beeswax thread conditioner in here. And I take this with me when I'm roaming around my house stitching, because I don't stitch in the same spot when I stitch. I like if we're getting ready for dinner, I'll sit down at the dinner table and have my my stitching project, and well, stuff's boiling or cooking. Although I don't usually cook. Actually my boys cook and my husband cooks, so I'm kind of lucky that way. But I'll sit at the kitchen table and stitch, and I love taking this around with me. So if you are a roaming stitcher like I am around your house, this is what I use for around my house. It's really convenient. Okay, I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's so handy. My next whip is in this project bag of snow skiers, which is super fun. The inside is just a blue. But this is Winter Alphabet, and I've used my floss drops. This is all DMC colors. These colors aren't weird. And here it is, Winter Alphabet from Lizzie Kate. This has been so much fun to stitch on. I have loved stitching on this, and I am so close to a finish. And my goal is to have this done by the end of February. So I'm probably gonna go stitch on it as soon as I get done filming this tonight. It's so fun. All these tiny little motifs are like tiny little finishes for me. I love the pine cones. So I'm down to UVW. So I just have like one full row and then just this little spot right here. So I'm hoping to get this finished by the end of February. And it has been so much fun. I'm going to want to do the fall one. The spring and summer one don't really interest me that much. I don't know why. I'm not big into pastel-y spring colors. I don't know. This one just I was really drawn to. Madison had done this one, and I changed out the greens to change them out like she did because I really liked her greens. Okay. Let me keep this organized here. What do I have here? Okay, let's see. I have a couple. One thing I'm going to talk about really quick. So I ordered, this is a little bit of haul information here. So I got Tuscan Ada 16 count from 123 Stitch to stitch my Hawk Run Hollow map on. Now Madison had brought her Hawk Run Hollow map to share of what it looked like on this, and I'm going to insert a picture here if I still have one. If not, maybe I'll get her to send me one. It's beautiful on this Tuscan color. So I ordered that for myself from 123 Stitch. I also ordered, not from 123 Stitch, some more whitewash thread, Weeks Dye Works. It's my favorite white. It's just a soft white. I also ordered Blackboard from Weeks Dye Works. I really like that color too. So I kind of stocked up on those. And then I got my the Jackrabbit pattern from A Year in the Woods Cottage Garden. I did see already, I've already sent my payment for the next one, which is a raccoon. I am loving all these animals. I love how there's all these little patterns inside the animals. They're just so pretty. I'm not sure how I want to stitch them. Apollo, what do you want? You're not getting another carrot. I don't know how I want to stitch them. Stitching them all in one piece is too much. I considered stitching each season on a piece or stitching them individually. I don't know yet. So I feel like I can't start any of them because I don't know what I want to do. So I got that. And then I signed up for, from Treehouse Fiber Arts for their Ada of the Month Club. And it's called Old North Church. It's beautiful. I don't know if they still have spots available, but if they do, I highly recommend going to over to Treehouse Fiber Arts. This is, here it is. Look how pretty it is. It's showing up greener on the camera. It's not that green in person, but I see, and on here it looks like there's a little green tint, but they're really, in person there really is not. And they also sent some classic Colorworks floss called Cupid. Like, that was so nice of them. And like I said, this is called Old North Church. And they sent this card about the Old North Church. And this is kind of funny because on the back is Paul Revere's Ride, and it's a poem from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And when I was in, I'm not sure what grade I was in. I want to say like 6th or 7th grade. We had to memorize Paul Revere's Ride poem. I sure as heck don't remember any of it now, but after I started reading it, it brought back memories of having to memorize that. And it came in this fun bag. So if you want to get on an Ada program and get a hand-dyed Ada, you could pick whatever count you want. That's 16 count. They had 14 and 18. They also had linens if that's your thing as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about, this is my next cross stitch project I want to work on. So this is my project bag. And okay, so what's inspired me for this project is this item. And this is, let me get this out of this packaging. It's this little stand, so it can stand up, and it has a clip on it, and it looks like a spool of thread. I've picked out some fabric and some thread that I want to use on this already. And I want to do, this is from Nikki's Creations Primitives. And I want to stitch this part with the scissors. See these 3 pair of scissors right here? I want to stitch those vertical so that and then do like a flat finish on here and clip it on here. So that's my plan for that. Isn't this cute? I have a couple of these left on my Etsy site. I've sold a few of them, but I think they're so cute. I can get more if people really want them. But I thought it was a great finish, and so I want to do a little sewing thing to put on there. I wanted to start this yesterday, but I just didn't get to it. I'm supposed to go to Rapid City this next week, starting, I'm supposed to leave Monday, and I don't know if it's going to happen. I've got my whole week scheduled out to go up there, and there's like this cold ice storm coming here to Colorado and like up through Wyoming up into the Black Hills, because that's part of my territory. But I don't know if it's going to happen. And I'm kind of bummed because it's like one of my favorite trips. And it's a lot of work to get, 10 appointments scheduled for where you're going. Anyway, so I don't know where I was going with that. Let's see. Some other Adas that I bought. If you get onto firepoppies.com, they have a great selection of hand-dyed Adas as well. And there's 4 of them here that I picked. This is a 14 count fiber on a whim avocado. I also got it in a 16 count. So if you're looking for some Adas, because I'm an Ada only stitcher, try Fire Poppies. They have a bunch. This is 16 count. Under the Sea is the designer, which I don't really know anything about, but this is not linen, but this Ada is beautiful. It's called, the color is Properly Primitive. And wow, that color does not look like that. It's really hard. I have this ring light up, and so it's just really bright. There we go. That looks a little better. And then I got Spicy Mustard from Fiber on Whim, 16 count Ada. And it looks fluorescent. It's totally not fluorescent. It's more of a mustardy color, but I just loved it. I love mustard color. Okay, so I got those, and I also got, so I've never stitched with Aurifil. Whoops. Oh my gosh, they're falling out. And I kind of thought I wanted to try Aurifil. So I went crazy and ordered some color collections. These are from Susan Aki, and so these are the colors that basically are in here. They're kind of Christmassy colors. And they come on a spool. I'm going to dump these into a jar. Also from Susan Aki, our Aurifil, Little Quaker ABC. And I got these colors. Whoops. Oh my gosh, Apollo is whining. Either he wants to go out. Actually, he probably wants another carrot and he's not getting one. Seaside Blues. These are also Susan Aki. Oh, look at these. These are beautiful colors. And then the Bee Basics from Lori Holt. Oh, goodness. And they're in a slidey thing. And then there's two different little boxes. And it's all her classic colors. And so I have several of her projects I want to stitch. So I went ahead and got those. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put those in a pretty jar. So I have this jar, but I don't think they're all going to fit in here. So I think I'm going to have to find a bigger jar. But isn't this pretty? I don't know. I'll try, but I honestly don't think they're going to fit in there. Okay. Something else I want to move on to. Something I finished that is crafty that I've been working on is my December daily book, scrapbook, that is a story a day in December. And I finished it this month, so I was super proud of myself. And I just wanted to share with you really quick. So December daily is you record in your scrapbook, you either via photos or journaling about a story a day. And it doesn't have to be Christmas related. It can be a story about your past. It can be whatever. So I just thought I'd share a couple of them with you really quick. So like this is story number 13. And I wrote a story about, this is a cross stitch project that I had done for my mom on perforated paper back in the late 80s. That was like when I did cross stitch a long time ago. So I wrote just a quick little story about it, took a picture of it. She had it at her house still, and I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna do that. So that's what I did. Another story I did was The Sound of Music. My mom and Madison and I went to see The Sound of Music as a play. It was super fun. So I took a picture of us, and then on the back of the program, I wrote just a little story about it and stuck it in this little pocket thing here that tells about it. I don't even know if we went on this day. This is story number, what number is it? 16. I don't even think we went on the 16th, but it was just a story I told for that day. Well, here's another quick one, just to give you another idea. So this day here, I made cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls, and I told the story about where the recipe came from, how it was my paternal grandmother's recipe for cinnamon rolls that my mom had. And so I make them every year at Christmas time. And of course, here's my husband wrapping presents. So that was story number 21. This is story number 22. Anyway, I finished it, so I was super proud of myself to get that finished up. It's really fun little project that I do once a year. This is the 3rd year I've done it. Okay, now I quilted my quilt. That is Silverware Fabrics. It was pink and brown. This was my quilting goal for this month of February. See all the pinks and browns. And I got it quilted, super happy about that. I did not round the corners. The pattern had the corners rounded. I just didn't mess with it. I mean, I could have, I just, you know, trying to move on. And the borders are only on the top and the bottom, which is interesting, but that's how the old pattern was. And I did not go with the original backing that I had picked. I had picked a dark brown backing, and I decided to go with this sweet little bow kind of shirting backing, and I like it much better. So I'm glad I kind of changed that, but I love this quilt. This was in a magazine. I think it was McCall's Quilting, I think. I know there was a kit for it because my friend has the kit. I did not get the kit, but I happened to have a few of the fabrics that were in the project. So I kind of pulled from my stash, and then what I didn't have that were the exact fabrics, I just picked from my stash that kind of matched. I love it. So this marks off one of the 46 whips or quilt tops that I have that need to be quilted. Yes, 46, although I think it's 47 now because now I finished another top. So, Bound to the Prairie. I talked to you guys about this project last time, and I needed to finish up 3 blocks that were wool applique before I could put this together, and I got those finished. And I got the whole quilt top together. So here are the 3 blocks that are wool applique that I got finished. Hopefully you can see those. So, and as I finish tops this year, I'm going to try to quilt them as I go, because for me, the fun is putting the tops together. I'm not a fan of doing the quilting, and I do my own quilting at my sit-down little Juki sewing machine. So here it is, and it needs to be quilted, and I've got my backing ready to be. I just have to pin it together. Look at this spiderweb block down in the corner. I want to make a whole quilt of spiderweb blocks. Isn't that fun? I mean, this is, I looked this up. I think this top is about 17 years old that I've been working on it. So I'm happy to have the top done. I didn't do it, the finishing, how it was said to be done. This is the back I'm going to put on. It's a purple. So that'll be nice to get done. Now the next long-term quilt project, one of my oldest quilt projects that I have is called Favorite Things. It's from 2008 to 2009 because the date is right on here. And it's from Jan Paddock. And I have most of the blocks done. I think I have 3 blocks left to do. I think I have a heart block. And I don't remember. I have a pumpkin block. Is there? Oh, this little pumpkin block up here to do. And I feel like there's another one, but I don't. Oh, it might be this one. I need to finish. And the fish. I have to finish the fish. So, just to give you an idea. So this, and there's some wool and some cotton applique. I need to finish the little wool berries on this block. So this is my next one that I want to kind of work on to finish. I'm just going to show you a few of the blocks really quick. It's super cute. This is wool on here, wool and cotton. Look at this log cabin. So there's wool and cotton on this one. So I'd like to finish it. The birds, aren't they cute? Very simple. So this is going to be my next one. There's stars and a moon and an angel, a heart. Look at the bunnies on here. Bunnies. What else do I have? I don't have that much left. It's just a matter of doing it. Here's the flowers. And so I'm really trying to concentrate on getting some of these tops quilted and done. Some pineapples. Oh, look at this house. This is super fun. Those are all wool, except for the doors, cotton. And just have a couple more to show you. Look, oh, see, they've been folded so long, they're creased. So that is on my plans for quilting the next month or so, or however long it takes me. I'd like to get this done. So I've got 1, 2, 3, I have 4 blocks that I need to fuse down and get prepared to applique on. And I have to finish this berry block, and then I'm going to put that together. And then I'm going to put that right in my quilt pile. So try not to add to that needs to be quilted pile. And I think that is all I have to share today. I think that's it. Thank you for joining me. And I'm sorry it took me 3 weeks to get back to you guys. I could ramble on and because I love talking. And honestly, whatever. Okay, thanks for joining me. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Start all the things and finish nothing. Thanks for joining me. Bye.